Hello everyone, I'm Vesper with the Evening Star, and I'll be your host today here on Vesper's Fanfiction Time. Today we will be reading Chapter 4 of I'll Be Your Hero at the Cost of Everything, so without further ado, let's jump right in. Chapter 4. Useful. Worthy even. The compound is buzzing with activity when Izuku wakes up that morning. Rappa took him for food again, but today everyone was talking about something in hushed and rapid voices, all the while they kept glancing at him. The boy, understandably, felt anxious at all the stares from terrifying criminals, but luckily Rappa kept them away. Even the guard outside Erie's room looks at him with wide eyes when he passes to go in. Izuku finds himself tensing and paying far more attention to every little sound that passes Erie's room. He tries not to make that too obvious, not wanting to worry Irie, but he isn't able to focus very well, unable to drag himself out of the pit of anxiety he's been sucked into. He still makes sure to carefully comb Erie's hair like before, but his mind is wandering. Everyone is staring at him, which isn't a good sign. Did he mess up? Did Overhaul use his analysis and it didn't work? He's so horribly used to disappointing people. His teachers were never impressed by anything he did. He lost any of the friends he used to have and was bullied relentlessly by them because of his uselessness. He's sure part of the reason his dad stopped contacting him and his mom is because he was born wrong. He disappointed Overhaul, the head of the Yakuza. The stakes are much higher than just a dismissive glance. What if Overhaul thinks he's useless because of this and not worth his time? He's terrified. He doesn't want to find out. Sadly, the universe doesn't like what Izuku wants, and as always, soon Overhaul is opening the door to Erie's room again. He doesn't even look at Irie when she squeaks and hides behind Izuku again. He only looks at Izuku. But Overhaul isn't looking at him like he expected. His eyes are bright and squinted in the way smiling causes. Something Izuku did made him very happy. He doesn't know how to feel. Oh, Overhaul-sama, how did it go? Izuku's heart feels as though it's beating out of his chest, his hands trembling. Really, he's doing everything he can to not burst into tears and hyperventilate. You tell me. Overhaul pulls a little laminated card from his right pocket and a yellow and black caution-stripped headband from the left. It looks vaguely familiar. Izuku's eyes widen. Death Arm's headband, he mumbles as he realizes what the man is holding. His blood runs cold. Correct. Overhaul sounds so proud as he holds the headband and card out. He was one of those filthy heroes that paraded you on the news. Your notes were so perfect in taking him down. Izuku's trembling hands take the two items. The card is Death Arm's hero's license. The notes worked? He asked in pure disbelief. He was so sure that they wouldn't work, so sure he would disappoint Overhaul. He hadn't prepared for if they would work. They worked wonderfully, Overhaul says, pride still in his voice as he reaches out to pet Izuku's hair. He crumpled easily with how well those notes worked to take him out. I knew my little analysis wouldn't let me down. Izuku blinks at Overhaul's touch, looking up at him to try and see anything other than how proud the man is, but Izuku tears up, but unfortunately not only because of the guilt and regret he feels. The notes worked. They helped, he mumbles to himself. They did, Overhaul nods, the pride in his eyes getting softer as he ruffles Izuku's hair. Your notes are so much more than you think, Midoriya. Whoever told you otherwise was just trying to keep you from being your best, keeping you down because they knew they couldn't even compete if you had the confidence. Izuku quickly wipes his tears as he suppresses his sobs. His chest feels so warm. He leans into the hair ruffles. Thank you, he mumbles. He never felt more appreciated and useful his entire life. Any time, Midoriya. Overhaul had paused in petting his hair for a moment, tilting his head before continuing. I'm not the only one to notice your skills, Overhaul says. The other members haven't been able to talk about anything else all day. They seem interested in what else you can do, less hostile. Yeah, I noticed that. Their staring and talking felt more curious. Izuku wipes his tears as he starts to calm down. Overhaul nods. We've taken down heroes before. It comes with the job. But it's never been so easy or as informed as it was with your notes. None of our men even got hurt. That's good. Is it? A hero died without so much as being able to land a hit on the Yakuza members who killed him. That's terrifying. It's incredible, actually, to kill a hero so easily with only those notes to guide. How is he supposed to feel? It is. And it was your notes. Overhaul's eyes show he is smiling again. Our old analyst was a grown man that couldn't even do half of what you gave us, and he went to classes for it. You are untrained and already showing so much skill and hard work. With the right studying, you could take down a top 10 someday. Izuku blushes and immediately opens his mouth to deny. Before remembering, Overhaul doesn't give out false compliments, and he quite literally helped take out a hero. He just hesitantly nods instead. I never took my work seriously, but Izuku glances down at what's basically a hunting trophy in his hands. Maybe I should, he mumbles to himself. It seems like the best option, Overhaul agrees. It will certainly keep us busy with all the heroes we have to deal with. Not that we'll kill every hero we target. Sometimes it's just about sending a warning or message to heroes getting too close or that are on our payroll, and forget that. The kills will get you their hero license, but an injury is just part of their costume. Izuku isn't so sure that he wants these items at all, especially when the hero who would wear them is dead. It leaves him feeling sick to his stomach, but maybe he could make some sort of funeral shrine or something. It won't make up for their deaths, but it's something. I'm guessing this will be a new job of sorts for me? Analyzing heroes. Izuku hates the thought a lot, even if the thought of being useful makes his chest warm. Will that interfere with your care of Eri? Overhaul asked, tilting his head. I will admit, when studying quirks on my own, it takes hours and often requires me to pause other duties for it. I'm not with Eri all day, Izuku points out. During the night and early mornings, I have time to myself. It might take a bit to get the analysis done, but I can still do it. Plus, he's used to analyzing in tons of situations. We'll have to get supplies for you, Overhaul thinks. You haven't earned an in-person analysis of heroes yet. Far too soon, but we should have open computers to use. That's all I need. Izuku nods. A computer seems harmless enough, but he might be able to find a way to help himself and Eri more. As long as I can get some sort of information on their quirk or see them fight, like through videos, then I'm good. Maybe he can just pretend he's continuing his hobby instead of sending some of these heroes to their death. I'll have a computer set up for you then, Overhaul says. A quiet dining noise comes from the villain's pocket. He takes out his phone and nods when he reads the message. I have a meeting to get to, so I must go now. We will be talking about how to move forward with your analysis and our business, Overhaul says, sounding proud again. Izuku feels sick. Okay, thank you, again. Izuku fidgets with the hero memory in his hands. He's not sure why he's thanking the villain, but a part of him feels like he should. Overhaul chuckles in a way that sounds amused, but not in a evil villain sort of way. It sounds nice. He gives Izuku a last hair pat before he goes. I should be the one thanking you, Midoriya. Rest well for the week. Not sure when we'll get back to the quirk bullet, so we don't need Eri for now. Overhaul calls before the door clicks shut with the lock engaging. Izuku's eyes widen, only processing his words once the door is closed, and Overhaul is gone. This time, even though his thoughts are immediately spinning about both himself and Eri, he doesn't have good enough sense to zone back into reality just yet. Izuku? Eri's small voice says from behind him. Izuku blinks and turns his head to look. Eri. This is fine. It's fine. He can focus on the guilt, nausea, fear, and every other negative emotion, along with the opposite emotions he's feeling later. He turns around and gently hugs Eri with one hand, the other still carefully holding the dead hero's stuff. He learned sudden movements, especially after a Yakuza member was just around, which isn't good for her, so he's extra careful. "Are you okay?" Izuku asks. I think so." Eri hugs back tightly. "He didn't take me for test. It's never been this long between them before." "I don't think he will for a while," Izuku says softly. "You heard him, right? He doesn't know when he'll go back to focusing on the quirk bullets. He's focusing on this instead. My analysis," he says, both to Eri and himself. "When will he go back to the bullets?" Eri asks with a frown. Her right hand traces down the opposite arm, feeling the bandages. "My arms are feeling better. I don't want them to hurt again." "I don't know," Izuku admits. He holds onto her slightly tighter, "but I'll distract him for as long as I can." "Will you be okay? You looked sad getting the gift from Overhaul." Eri picks up the hero license and looks at it, though it doesn't seem like she's reading it and more trying to remember something. "Death arms?" There's a horrible lump in Izuku's throat as he resists the urge to snatch the object the hero once carried with pride. "He was a hero," Izuku says softly. "Overhaul. He wants me to give him information so other heroes will make his work so difficult. Information that I can find out better than others. He knows Eri has been through horrible things, but he can't find it in himself to say what's really going to happen to these heroes if he does. He can't make himself do it." "A hero?" Eri asks, as if never hearing the word before. "Yeah, heroes." Izuku frowns, trying to figure out how to best explain. "Heroes are people who get in the way of villains and criminals. They stop bad people from doing bad things and protect innocent people from getting hurt." "Oh." Eri looks up at Izuku, innocence in her eyes. "You protect me? Are you my hero?" Tears almost immediately begin to form. Izuku's been trying so hard to not cry in front of Eri. Sometimes it's easier than others. It's only been a few days, not even a week, but he already felt the urge to cry so much. He hasn't in front of Eri, not yet, and he doesn't plan to. But for some reason, hearing those simple words make him want to break down into tears. He will never be a hero. Agreeing to analyze these pros for Overhaul, hell, even Death Arm's demise is the final nail in the coffin. He never had a chance before, but now he won't ever be able to step foot on the starting line. He's a quirkless, weak, helpless, 14-year-old Deku. Is protecting a even more defenseless child. He can't get himself out, let alone her, but he's still going to try and protect her in any way possible. He gently taps his forehead against hers, a comforting motion his mother had used to do after particularly bad meltdowns. He won't cry. He won't break. Not in front of her. "I'll try my best to be, Eri. I'll do my best to be your hero." "But you already are." Eri seems to like the forehead tapping and nuzzles against Izuku, careful of her horn, kind of like a cat would. Izuku won't cry. Not right now. Not while Eri can see. He just fondly chuckles. "If you say so." Eri moves to curl into Izuku's chest, without the worry of more tests and the scare of seeing Overhaul again. She seems tired. Izuku pats her head methodically as she does this. "Rest. I'll watch over you," he says softly. "Okay." Eri yawns cutely and snuggles up to him. "Night, Nissan." Izuku allows tears to fall freely once he's sure Eri is asleep. He doesn't want to be here. He wants to go home. He wants his family back. He also wants to protect Eri. He wants to get her out of here. He doesn't want to die young either. Izuku looks down at the small, frail child snuggled up against him, sleeping peacefully, without fear of pain. "Nissan, hun?" He'll protect her. he has to, even if it costs him everything. And that is all for chapter 4, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. The audio did get a little bit quiet, so while I'm editing it, I may boost the volume up just a tad. But yeah, this chapter is definitely shorter than the rest I do, but you know, I think it's nice to have like a nice short chapter once in a while. I'm sure the next one is going to be way longer, and I don't really post a lot of chapters of this story, even though it has like the most, and it's still being updated because currently it has 33 chapters. What? So we're doing good so far, and yeah, as always, folks, have a good morning, good oh my god, wait, I can't end yet without thanking. Okay, I'm so sorry. I just want to thank everyone too, because we are at 707 subscribers. It's amazing to me, because like 700 people, that's a lot of people, okay? Even 7 is a lot, at least to me. But I'm really thankful for y'all. Thank you for like just being like, oh, I dig her voice, I'll listen to her, you know. But yeah, now we can go to the outro. Have a good morning, good night, good afternoon, good evening. Have a good everything, folks, and I will see y'all next time. Bye. Mwah.